Hello there, and today we travel back to Westfield for all the other Lego deals. And you may have seen my Lego store video, but today we travel first to John Lewis that did already have all their Christmas stuff out. They had a whole floor dedicated to Christmas trees, which did look pretty cool, but of course we went there for Lego. And on the top floor, they had a whole segment dedicated to Lego. You can see just all the sets they had, and even a brick built plain phase 2 clone trooper, which hopefully we'll see in the new year. Of course, my focus first went to the Star Wars sets, which they had this Falcon that was reduced, though surely it's got to go by the end of the year. They also had a brick built Fireman, which was pretty big, and all the Speed Champion sets. The Aston Martin was on sale. You've got this Pagani on sale. You've also got this Ferrari on sale. Dom's Dodge Charger was on sale, and as well as these two other cars. And actually, there were quite a few different Technic and Speed Champions. They also had a few twin packs that had some money off, and again, Brian's Nissan Skyline on sale. And they did have one of the bigger sets, and actually the Lighthouse I think had quite a considerable discount. It was down to only £200. And again, Dobby for 1874, and the Vespa for nearly £60, as well as quite a few of the different flower sets. This bouquet in particular was on sale, and the Lego Wave art set. Now we saw the Lego Axolotl house from the Minecraft Wave, which I'll always point out, and none of them were on sale. They did have this friend set on sale, and I did love all of the older Star Wars models above this Lego line, and they were looking a bit dusty, but I have them too somewhere in my collection. And of course, we had a little photo moment with the Phase 2 Trooper. It's pretty tall and quite sturdily built. And on the way out, I spotted this up house, but it is only half the house. So on to Entertainer, where they had this Batman tumbler behind the checkout, which was pretty cool to see. I don't think I've seen it before. They had plenty of friend sets on sale and a few of the Disney ones, such as the Peter Pan set and the train, but we've already seen that, and there wasn't really much. I had a quick dive through the poly bags, and they had this sort of miniature stunt bike jumping over a few logs, but besides that, there was nothing, so I went on to the Lego store. However, I will not be covering that in this video. It's had its own video that's already up on my channel, where we take a look at all of the bricks on the Pick-a-Brick wall and take a closer look into what I actually picked up, as of course I had to refill my cup. I always have it on me when I go near a Lego store, and I'm still keeping an eye out for the cardboard boxes. But if you do want to check out what I got at the Pick-a-Brick wall at Westfield's Lego store, please do head over to the channel, check out that video. It is great, and I did fill out my cup with most of a certain piece, and you'll be surprised to know that it wasn't the masonry bricks. And there were a load of cool different pieces, especially ones that I'll be using in my Lego City, and some bricks that I don't think I've really seen before, either on sets or the Pick-a-Brick wall. So it's a great video, but let's get back to hunting for Lego deals. There was an Argos next door, and they have the Boba Fett on 2 for 20 and the 332nd for £30, as well as the Cypher for £75, which isn't too bad. They had a few other deals dotted around. It was a shame I couldn't organise them, but the X-Wing was 10% off, which isn't the best. I would like to see that further reduced, especially coming up to Black Friday for the TIE Fighter. They had Obi-Wan Starfighter for £22.50. They had the Snowtrooper Battle Pack on sale for £14, 20% off. It's meant to be retiring soon alongside this Dark Trooper set, which £22 ain't bad. They also had the Mandalorian helmet for £45. It's a shame the other helmets weren't, but they had this creepy dude as well, which it wouldn't focus, but you can picture his face. They did have some dioramas, and the Throne Room diorama was on sale, third off, alongside the Death Star Trench. They also had these two sets, which aren't the best, but they were on sale if you did want to pick them up, and the Dagobah diorama. And they had all of the new sets, not too many other deals. And on to the West Ham store. Obviously I had to stop by and see if any of the sets were massively reduced, but they weren't. So we went, had lunch outside, and even saw the occasional planes flying overhead, which was really cool to see. But back to Lego deals. This game store was closing down So all Lego was, I think, 20% off, which was pretty cool considering there were some of the newer sets, but nothing too fancy. I'm not sure if they were even at retail to begin with. And over to Tesco now. We're away from Westfield, but of course had to do a magazine check, and it's nice to see the toys left on the magazine. And this Minecraft one did have an extra build, but couldn't quite see what it was. They did have quite a bit of Lego, and the polybag box was empty, though they did have this X-Wing, which I did eventually run back and pick up, as it was only £3.50, but I can't really see any of the sales, and that's because they were just round the corner. But they did have this Technic NASCAR, and of course the reason I came here for the Lego mechs, which you'll see in a minute. I did end up picking up not only the Thanos mech, but of course also the Vader mech. All the Marvel and Star Wars mechs were on sale, but I did really want the Vader mech, and it was between either the Thanos mech or the Rocket mech, and I think the Thanos mech was just the better of the two. Rockets was really cool, but I'd already had a Rocket figure, and though I have a Thanos figure, having a bigger figure and getting them for both £10 each really, I just had to pick up the Thanos one. And they did have the Lego Axolotl house, which we've now seen in a Lego store, but I'm still going to point it out. Dobby wasn't on sale, which wasn't great, and they also had the Up house for £7. No, I'm joking. This was put in the wrong place, but they did have a few sales on the end of the aisle, but none of the Lego Star Wars TIE Bombers, which I did want to pick up, but they had the Speed Champions reduced, they had the NASCAR again, the Minecraft set, which is quite good for Halloween, the Scarecrow, the Zombie Villager, the Black Cat, very Halloween, and the Up house was £30, not £7. They had a few sets dotted around, such as this Harry Potter one, the Marvel Quinjet, and a flower set. I don't think there are any sales here, especially with that final dual diorama for £90. Could have been reduced a little, but they had some fun key rings. And that was all for Tesco's Lego. Now we went into B&M to have a look for the Inquisitor Scythe, which was seen for £50. It wasn't there at this location, though they did have a few other sets that were slightly reduced. They had a load of the Ninjago sets, and they look pretty cool, but I don't think I could use the minifigures for any Star Wars customs, so I did end up putting it back. But they also had the T6, which at the time I thought was reduced. It's not. £65 is its retail price. For some reason I thought Lego tried selling it for 90 quid, but that is the E-Wing versus Shin-Hati ship, which they also had at full price. But I definitely want to pick up the minifigures for Ahsoka's T6. The ship itself I'm not too keen on, but the minifigures are really cool. They also had Luke's X-Wing reduced to £35 and the new Yoda Starfighter, but overall this B&M wasn't too good. Again, another Ninjago set on sale. It looked like a giant mech of some sort versus a smaller one, which hopefully we will see next year, as I do enjoy looking at the different mechs. I might have to pick up some of the new Ninjago mechs, but it was reduced to £65. It was only £6 off, so I put that back. And again, the dive boat was £1 off. This friend's plane was £1 off. And a few of the other sets were £1 off, but the minifigures for the E-Wing do look good. And another Ninjago set, in fact two, that are slightly reduced. So I guess the Ninjago sets aren't selling too well. One of the better deals was this Bee Cottage for only £13.49, but besides that, nothing there too special. Besides, of course, the Axolotl house, which now we've seen, but it is quite a good set, so I might have to pick that up at some point. Now, they did have all the Star Wars mechs, but the 332nd was reduced from $20.99 to $18.99. That's its retail price. I mean, yeah, the figures are really cool, but nobody should be spending that. Just buy it through Lego. The classic set below it was quite nice. It was all pastel colours and it was reduced. You can see just on the top of the box here all the different colours in the set, but again, nothing too special. If we take a look at the end of the aisle, they had a few more sets, which they did have a few sales, like the Endor, Speeder Chase, and the Death Star Trench Run, but the Guardians of the Galaxy set wasn't on sale, and the Pirate Snub Fighter was nowhere to be seen. They did have, again, the Dragon, which we get a closer look at the minifigures, but nothing really Star Warsy, and a few other sets. I don't think there was anything in particular that I found a good deal. They had a lot of sets that had a few pounds off, but most of them were retail price, even the sets on sale. The best deal was this Snub Fighter. And they also had a few of their own brick builds, like this one with a load of light bricks, which is Lego compatible, but I couldn't justify it, so I went to the Christmas aisle and rearranged the mugs to spell Lego. On the way out, I saw this attack vessel, which is 100% a rip-off of Mando's Razor Crest, and it's a bit crazy they get away with it. But next door there was on Morrison's, this tiger was on sale, and this is the tiger with the infamous flower butthole, so it is quite a good set. It comes with a parrot. You can also build a red panda or a sort of koi fish. However, I did not pick this up. They had a few other sets like this classic one. This Groot was on sale, which isn't bad. And they also had the Miles Morales car that comes with Morbius. And they had this Dobby just randomly on the shelf. There was nowhere in store for this to be. And it was their last one of their stock. But a few more sets. And of course, we have to check out the Lego magazine section. And again, we've already seen this in Tesco, so there was nothing new here. A lot of these new Lego Harry Potter cards that come with them, or I think they were stickers actually, for a new collectible book. But they had the Star Wars and Minecraft. We see that the Minecraft extra bag here is Steve riding a pig, which is quite fun, but none of the other magazines piqued my interest. This Lego classic carry case did look good. Well, it's more of a sorting case, and if I pick it up and show you, you can see you can divide your bricks across it, and of course, they did have the axolotl house. I'll still point it out, even though we've seen it in a Lego store. But as far as other sets, they had the mechs, which were all full price. And they actually had Brian's Nissan Skyline for full price, which I really haven't seen anywhere. It's always been on sale. And the Creator Dinosaur, which I did see for just more than half price. I think it was like £5 quite a few weeks ago in my local Morrison's. But regrettably, did not pick it up as they were out of stock. But of course, they have the Boba Fett mech next to the Boba Fett Starship. Now, this mix-up in my local store is what enabled me to get the mech early. And of course, the Starship was my first review. But I did go back, ask for the price on the Dobby, and it was reduced to £18, which I believe was the same as John Lewis. But I had to pick it up, and I've actually gifted it to my fiance for helping sort all of my Lego bricks with me. But before I end this video, in another B&M, they had the T6 shuttle for $22.99. Whoa, no. Again, it was in the wrong place, which is very common here, especially in this B&M, as their Dobby for £60 and everything was just in the wrong place. But they did actually have the Snub Fighter in stock. I didn't pick it up. I just couldn't spend the £20 on that. But they had a few of Lego sets in their toy section, which looks like it's run by Entertainer. I don't know who runs their toy section. Perhaps it is a B&M thing, but it definitely gave me an Entertainer vibe. And of course, we are again looking for the Scythe. They had the Up House on the side, and a lot of sets were sort of crammed in where they weren't meant to be. Like, you have this flower set in with the other collectible toys, and in the middle of this random section, you have the Battle of Hogwarts, which was on sale, weren't bad. And then a bit further up, they had the Quidditch trunk for only £50, which does look cool. You can set it up yourself, but no Scythe was found. Now, there are a few stores that I weren't able to physically go to, most of which because there are no physical stores, but I was looking forward to go Smith's. Perhaps I will next week and see what deals my local one has. But for now, we'll just check out the online deals. Of course, the Snub Fighter again for $22.99, same price as in B&M. But they also have the Star Wars Young Jedi Adventures for $24.99. Kenobi vs Darth Vader for $35.99. And Mando's Big N1 Starfighter for $44.99, which I believe is about 25% off, as I think it retailed for about £60. And Costco has the Advent Calendar, which is new for this year, for only $25.99, which if you've got a Costco membership is great to pick up. However, you do need that Costco membership to enter the store, where you'll also find Chewbacca for £154.99, as well as the Endor Speeder Chase, $54.99, and Yavin 4's Rebel Base for $132.99. It's crazy to see 3 of the new sets already reduced at Costco, but I guess that's what you're paying the membership for, and they probably make their money back in membership fees. Now, Very Online also have some very good Lego Star Wars deals, And that starts with the ATT for $93.99, which isn't far off the price I picked it up for at Smith's. It's a very good deal for a set that's nearly £120. And they also have Yoda's Jedi Starfighter for $27.99, $32.99 for Boba Fett Starship, Boba's Throne Room for only $71.99, which preferably I'd rather be paying the £60 that I have seen once at Argos before. However, they were all sold out at the time. And of course, the Snowtrooper Battle Pack is soon to retire, and they are selling them for only $13.99, which is similar to the £14 we saw earlier in the video, I believe at Argos. Amazon had a bunch of sets produced, but the only important ones that we haven't already seen for cheaper were Luke Skywalker's Red 5 helmet for $45.99, $43.99 for Captain Rex, and Clone Commander Cody $42.99. If you're looking to pick up these helmets, I would suggest you do it this side of Christmas, as they are all retiring at the end of this year as far as my best estimate goes, because we've got no helmets for next year. A few of them might trickle into sort of a June retirement, but they'll all be retired by summer next year. So if you do want any of them, shops will no longer be stocking them for long. So be sure to make use of this Amazon discount. And of course, Toys R Us, if you don't know, there are no physical stores in the UK, and it has brought itself back to an online presence of some sort. They do have Boba Fett Starship, again, the first set I reviewed on this channel, only $6.99, which isn't bad to see a discount on such a small set, as you rarely see discounts for them sets. But they also have the 501st, the new battle pack, with the Officer, the Heavies, and the Specialist for $15.99. The Inquisitor Scythe for $57.99, not too far off the B&M deal if you can't find it in your local B&M, as well as the Mandalore Fangfighter versus TIE Interceptor for just under 70 quid, which again is one of them fairly new sets that you'll probably see on many more sales leading up to Christmas. And especially leading up to Christmas, do hang on for the Black Friday sales. I'll probably make a video with the best Black Friday offers if any stores wish to publish them before Black Friday. For now, these are the deals you've got leading up to Christmas. I hope you're able to find a set you want for cheap, and do remember that any sets that don't retire at Christmas will be a lot cheaper in the new year, with everyone and their Christmas money ready to spend. So do hang on for a better offer if you can't pay the prices that you've seen on your screen. And of course, if you found this video helpful, I would really appreciate you dropping a like and subscribing for more LEGO content such as this, reviews, mocks, you name it, there's probably a video on my channel. May the bricks be with you always.